Get ready for a magical green witch kitchen witch combo. This weather, man, it feels like I went from wearing little summer dresses to overnight sweater weather. When the weather suddenly changes quickly like that, it's so easy to get sick. And I think this is why this is really always every year the kickoff of cold and flu season. Fortunately, I have a bunch of herbal tricks up my sleeve. So before I get into all that, let me invite you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will know whenever I upload. Now, while I do love my comfy sweaters and the coziness of autumn and the candles and the stews, I do not like getting sick. So there is this cold thing that's going around here, and I've been fighting it off very successfully for about a week using my morning lemon water and green tea. But after I spent an entire evening out in the freezing cold watching a movie with my girlfriends, I was so frozen that that was it. It was over. My body was like, lemon water is not gonna cut it, lady. So I had to pull out the big guns. What are the big guns? That is cedar tea. Cedar is great if you have a cold or even a sinus infection because it's a natural decongestant. The best way to use it, or the easiest way, is to so you go and you cut off the tips of the branches, enough for 1 teaspoon, and you chop it up, put it in a cup and pour boiling water over it and let it steep for 15 minutes, and then you drink it while it's still warm. A couple of notes for you is cedar does contain thujone, which is a toxin, but if you just take small amounts, it shouldn't have any effect on you. But they do say, don't take more than 1 cup of this per day, and probably no more than 3 cups in a week. I find that the way of making it that I've just told you isn't super strong, so you still get that healing effect, but it's not like some sites tell you to boil it for 20 minutes. That's going to be really, really strong. So this is just a much watered down, milder version, and you're quite safe to use it. Just don't overdo it. That's why I call it the big guns. And of course, if you are pregnant or nursing, obviously you don't want to be self-medicating, messing around with stuff like that. So, ask your doctor first. Another infusion you can make that is super high in vitamin C is the Douglas fir, but that's only really in the spring when it's got these really young green tips, and you can cut those off and you can make a tea from that. But some people are allergic. I have found that I am allergic, so when I drink it, then I'll, break out in a rash. So that is not an option for me. But it tastes lovely. It has this lovely lemony flavor. I really like the flavor of the cedar tea, and there's something it's like really soothing when you drink it. Sometimes I will take it if I feel like I'm about to get sick, and it just nips it in the bud. Like last weekend, I thought I was getting sick. I had a cup of it, and within half an hour, I felt completely well again. I also thought, since it's the start of the cold and flu season, that I would make some thyme cough syrup, which I have thyme growing in my backyard, and it's really easy to make. So you just get some thyme and some water, and you bring that to a boil, and then you let that simmer for about 20 minutes. and then you let it cool off a bit, and then you add a bunch of honey, and if you want it to keep longer, you can add a little bit of brandy to it. It's not like a cough suppressant, but what it does is it makes your throat feel better, for one thing. This syrup, the thyme, has a thing it acts like a relaxant, so that soothes that. That's why it's also really good if, you know, God forbid, like you or one of your kids have a whooping cough. Thyme works really well for that because it relaxes you, and then you don't cough as much. Believe it or not, unless you're like deathly ill, it's also really good for you to go outdoors. I went to the woods for a while yesterday, even though it was the last thing I felt like doing. And once I got there, I started to feel so much better just from the fresh air and the scent of the pines and the sun, and I felt almost completely well by the time I got home, even though I was tired from being sick. When I was much younger, for years, if I thought I was gonna get sick, I would, first thing in the morning, I would drink a cup of warm lemon water, and then I would go for a walk, and then when I'd get home, I would drink green tea, because green tea is full of antioxidants. And really, for years and years and years, I never, ever, ever got sick, even though my kids were coming home from school with every cold and flu you could imagine. Everyone in my house was sick, not me. So that's another great tip if you want to just keep your immune system doing well. And now that I'm feeling better, I am going to go and make myself some broccoli soup, and I will give you a link to that recipe in case you want it. Broccoli is the miracle vegetable that keeps you from catching colds in the first place, and I have not been eating it very much lately. So I'm gonna go make my soup, and before I go, I'm going to leave you with a lovely anonymous poem about how to stay healthy. The best 6 doctors anywhere, and no one can deny it, are sunshine, water, rest and air, exercise and diet. These 6 will gladly you attend, if only you are willing. Your mind they'll ease, your will they'll mend, and charge you not a shilling. So give all these things a try. If you enjoyed this video, do leave me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload. And I will see you again in a couple of days with my weekly tarot reading. And until then, do remember, the world is full of magic, and so are you.